All right, happy Friday, Junior. So there's a point where being smart, it really stops feeling like a gift and starts feeling like a freaking curse. You know, because people all the time they say that they want to be intelligent because they imagine, I guess, that intelligence is only an advantage. I think that's the way they see it. I think that they think that it only means better decisions and better instincts and better conversations and some kind of, I guess, protection from being fooled by the world. And yeah, sure, yeah, on paper, being smart sounds nice, right? Pretty hunky dory stuff. But in real life, it's a bit more complicated than that. So, because here's the thing, once your mind starts noticing things, right, when that pattern recognition kicks into high gear, it doesn't just, it doesn't only notice things that help you. It notices everything, and it doesn't shut off. And so, I mean, think of it this way: the same brain that helps you understand things is the same brain that will not leave you alone when you want to, right? You can't go to sleep because your brain won't shut off. It's like that. That's one aspect, because you're constantly churning things in your brain, trying to figure something out while you're lying in bed staring at the ceiling, and then before you know it, it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and you got to wake up at 8. So yeah, it doesn't clock out. It doesn't take a freaking lunch break and just let obvious things just pass on by, right? Oh no, they can't go untouched, right? I mean, that's the thing. If you hear some stupid explanation, it you can't just simply accept it. Even if everyone else in the room wants to move on, right? They've already moved on. You're like, wait a second, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right here. But yeah, you have a sharper mind, so just it keeps looking, keeps probing, and that's really where the problems start. That's where they begin. A lot of people, they aren't happier because their lives are actually better. They're happier because they don't look that closely at anything, right? They can move through life doing the same old thing, right? Like following the same routine every single day, and somehow none of it wears on them or weighs them down. They're light as a feather. They don't feel the emptiness in that routine. They don't, because they never really stopped long enough to question it. And they're not even always dumb, okay? They're just different, right? They're people that, yeah, they're not dumb, but they're not carrying the same level of awareness, right? And believe me, awareness is expensive. But there are a lot of dumb people, and I will get into that and lament a little bit because it's my Friday. So, but yeah, when you're in conversations with people, just this is how your mind works, right? A certain person starts explaining themselves, and you can just pick up on the angle, right? You can smell what they're putting down. They're not trying to. They're trying to be. They think that they're being clever, but they're not. You can tell when they're answering honestly versus trying to save face or something, or they're trying to be manipulative. You can just tell when someone is also in those moments when they're either genuinely confused or they're just playing dumb to hide something. So those things are useful. Dealing with Machiavellian manipulative people, that's super useful, but it also makes you very tired either way. Very useful but very tiring. So because you have to sit there and you have to use more brain calories you have to expend a lot of brain calories either way, either by pretending that you don't see it or calling them out and dealing with that, right? I swear to God, dude. A lot of times you end up picking the latter and regretting it later. But that's the way your brain works. Your brain won't let you not challenge it sometimes. But thankfully, I have figured out how to override my brain in those moments, because I can just do this quick ROI analysis and reflect on all of those times when I went down that path and regretted it. It was a lot of times. So that's the thing, and unfortunately, you have to make that mistake a lot to get to that point. And even the ROI analysis is exhausting, honestly. You have to decide how much truth the room can handle. You also have to analyze the room, because frankly, most rooms they can't handle much. They need kitty gloves, and you're a bare knuckle boxer, right? And don't listen to most people, because they say they want honesty, but they don't. All right. What they really mean, what they usually mean, is that they want honesty, but it's got to be, it can embarrass them or challenge them or expose them in any way, right? Or make them responsible. There can't be any accountability attached to it or anything like that. So, and dude, don't even get me started on the people that police tone. Like, they police your tone. Those people are not worth the expenditure of oxygen. Holy crap, dude. You start realizing just how often people don't want the truth. They don't want it. They just want the socially acceptable version of everything, right? And that's why you just end up saying, screw it, dude. I just don't even want to leave my house. I want one of the suckiest things about being aware and being intelligent is that you get punished just for noticing. They hate that. They hate noticers. The second you notice a pattern, people, they don't like it. Just get ready if you're new to this. Especially if you make a generalization about anything, especially women. Holy cow, dude. Whew. Oh, man, have fun with that one. But yeah, when you're not an idiot, you speak plainly. And that's a rough ride for these people. That's what makes these conversations so exhausting. You're dealing with people who can't even handle basic language because they're so programmed that it makes them flustered and uncomfortable and triggered. And smart people get tired of that. Really tired of that. There are a lot of dumb people out there, and we get tired of dealing with the dumb people. We get tired of being accused of being judgmental just because of our observations, right? Our observations that would be obvious to a 5-year-old, right? Who would probably agree and actually act more mature than them in a lot of cases. But no, there's nothing but pearl clutchers in our society. They are indeed a scathing indictment of our educational system. So John D. Rockefeller and Horace Mann, they would be proud. God, they would be proud. So yeah, you can be correct, but be prepared to be hated for it. I mean, that alone can make a person miserable because it wears on you. Oh gosh, it wears on you. I myself believe that the human mind was meant to want reality and truth to count for something. It wants to be in pursuit of that, right? It wants the obvious things to be acknowledged because, well, that's what sanity looks like. That's what sanity requires. But no, we are not in Kansas anymore, Toto. No. We are not living in a sane world. This is an open air asylum. It's being ran by psychos. But even in solitude, it's hard to be lonely when you think about that, right? When you just think about all the cuckoo for Cocoa Puff crazy people out there. I can't tell you how many times I made the decision of going out and then regretted it pretty quickly. As soon as I was trapped in one of those aforementioned scenarios that I've described, dude, all I wanted to do was just teleport to my living room and be playing Fortnite. I swear to God, just being by myself, playing Fortnite, just on the PS5, just chilling. Oh my gosh, dude. And yeah, I know I'm coming off pretty arrogant right now. I get it. It is what it is. I mean, it's that and self-preservation. We are indeed the minority, and the masses don't like us too much. They do not. I don't know. Maybe all you supposed empaths should give us a break, huh? Right? It's not our fault we can spot your stupidity from a mile away. So yeah. In closing, I'm glad I ruined your day with my blunt observation that triggered your past trauma you got from your upper middle class suburban upbringing. Dude, if you can't grow a brain, at least grow a thicker skin.